We're in the marsh taking a look at this year's cranberry harvest, and from what we're hearing, things are going well. I'm out on the road with Bob Hilker talking about diesel fuel prices going up and how that's impacting trucking.
Family says what's next is very simple. Continue the fight for justice.
The poultry show is good to go here at the Portage County Fair in Amherst. For a little over a month now, the county has been pumping water out of Upper Crooked Lake across M43 into Glasby Lake. Now let's take a look above. You can see that the wetlands here have a lot of water. I'm at District 82 Pinball in De Pere, a business that says it would benefit greatly if that southern bridge finally comes to fruition.
Winkle says yes, it's a pain dealing with this mess, but it's usually gorgeous here in South Haven, so he'll take that trade-off. And he says flooding like this is rare. He believes it's all related to high water levels on Lake Michigan.
Life on a farm these days is not easy. Randy Roker knows that all too well. He's struggled with mental health over the years, but he's turned his pain into hope for other farmers. It's time to feed the heifers. Randy Roker readies his skid steer at Roker's Rolling Acres in Loganville. He'll use it to push feed up to his dairy cows during mealtime.
Push up feed probably, 6 times a day at least. Here we go.
Work on the farm never ends. Roker says the work alone makes farming stressful. In 2008, he faced a whole new challenge when the recession hit.
I never thought I would have depression, but that's when it hit me, and it was just something I struggled with and I couldn't pull out of it.
He fell into a deep depression, tried overdosing several times, spent time at a psychiatric ward before overcoming his struggles. He says today, farmers are facing intense pressures with the cost of everything going up, hoping they can just stay afloat.
You feel you're letting your family down, and that's what farmers struggle with so much, is this legacy that they have.
Roker tries to help fellow farmers open up and ask for help. He helped start the Farmer Angel Network. The organization gives farmers a safe place to get help.
Farmers are tough and they're very independent, and that's why it's a struggle to get them to open up about their problem. And we're making it okay to talk about this.
Roker says for farmers on the fence about reaching out for help, the worst thing they can do is keep quiet about their mental health. So what's the message to farmers?
The message is, don't be afraid to reach out. We're always there for you. So the Farmer Angel Network, we can connect you with the resources. We work with the Farm Crisis Center in Madison. There's vouchers available for some free counseling.
Roker says while his mental health journey isn't over, he's out of the darkness and hopes to pull every farmer out of theirs. These protesters in Appleton say while the country celebrates freedom, they're fighting for theirs.
That's how I feel now.
Eric Mentzer has spent several days already protesting the Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe v. Wade. She worked her way to the front of Monday's protest to make sure her voice is heard.
We can't just get angry one day and go back to bed. We gotta stay fighting. We gotta stay angry, and we've gotta vote.
We are fighting for the freedom of every single American here!
Ashley Osterman says the Supreme Court took from women a fundamental right. She says she's not personally in favor of abortion, but she feels women should be able to get them if they want.
We're celebrating freedom, but half of our population just got their freedom taken away. We no longer have the freedom to control our reproductive rights.
Joy Rudder says the amount of support from the crowd and cars driving by was more than encouraging.
It feels pretty good to know that people actually care about, women's rights, because it's a right to be able to control your own body, and it kind of sucks that, guns have more rights than us.
For Catlin Melberg, the fight cannot stop here.
We never should stop speaking because that's what keeps this all alive.
We spoke to several parents tonight. All of them are upset. They say they're concerned. They are angry. We also spoke to police who say there are several things our children can do to protect themselves from an armed suspect.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all.
Jason Tatro is driving away from the school today knowing his daughter is safe, hoping the armed robber is caught.
It does concern me because, anybody that's willing to pull a gun at anybody, who knows what their intent is.
Wyoming Police Captain James McGuffey says that's why children should never try fighting back if they find themselves staring down the barrel of a gun.
We certainly wouldn't tell children to stand up to would-be robbers and such and try to be aggressive or something like that. But making noise, make yourself heard, make sure people in the area know something is wrong. That's usually the greatest fear of these actors, and that's probably the best medicine.
McGuffey says the victim had no choice but to comply with the gunman and reacted well. He was not hurt. Brenda Ambrosia says she'll talk to her children tonight about what happened and how to be safe. She says they walked to school in the morning and fears what happened today could have happened to them.
Hopefully they catch that man that did that.
What would go through somebody's mind to do something to a kid?
Police say right now they don't have much of a suspect description, saying all they have right now to share with the public is they're looking for a thin white male, likely in his early 20s, armed with a gun. They're asking anyone with information to call police right away.